Welcome back to the PokerStars.net European Poker Tour, where play has concluded on the penultimate day of the main event here at EPT London. Steve O'Dwyer will be going to the final table as chip leader, joined by Ruben Visser, Olaf Hagland, Christopher Frank, Theo Jorgensen, Mantis Vistokis, Chris Moorman and Tamer Kamel. Those are the 8 players who will watch in the final tomorrow, but right now we're going to switch our focus to the high roller event.
Bonus coverage, hello.
So this is a feature table from day 2 of the high roller, a table which features a host of huge names and the chip leader in the tournament. That chip leader being Gautam Sabharwal, a player who we're not familiar with, but he is an Indian businessman who bought into this tournament for £10,000 and is the current tournament chip leader. But we've also got Scott Seaver, Olivier Busquet, Fabian Quast, Faraz Jaka, Dimitar Danchev, Michael Tereniak, and Todd Terry. So everyone a name, bar the guy who's got most of the chips.
I was going to say, James, but where are the big names? They're all at this table, and that's the sort of caliber you can expect at a high roller tournament, especially one here in London. All the tables are going to be stacked. This one, no exception.
So the players are coming back from a dinner break. Currently taking their seats. Scott Seaver in the 1 seat.
Todd Terry in the white t-shirt. To the right of him, Fabian Quast. His left, camera right. Scott Seaver in the 1 seat.
So as we join the action in this tournament, the blinds are 2,500 and 5,000 with a 500 ante. 30 remain from the 137 who started, and only 14 are going to get paid, so they've got some way to go until they hit the money. We're going to watch an hour of the tournament, just one level. It's a 60-minute clock, but we are going to get to watch some of the best poker players in the world.
We're going to watch one of the best poker players in the world get a massage.
Now, that's what I call bonus coverage.
Who's going to keep who in check now? Cards are in the air. Still missing. Oh, there's Faraz. It's most of his fashion tips from Magnum PI. Danchev raised under the gun. Seaver folds a small blind. Chip leader. Sabharwal makes the call. Ace, Jack, Trey, Rambo. Danchev continues. Bear with us for a second on the bet graphics. Trying to get the confirmed amount from the dealer. There it is. It was 15,500 before the flop.
Seems like a big open. More than 3x.
We've got a new dealer here, not used to dealing the feature table. Danchev calls. So Danchev bet. Sabharwal min raised. Danchev then called. This time Sabharwal leads out. You know, and I always expect when it's a player that we haven't seen much of that they're going to play pretty straightforward. Danchev maybe calling the flop with just a jack. Calls his bet again on the turn. 6 of spades on the river. Shouldn't really change too much. And Soberwall bets again. This time 30,000. Less than half the pot. And this could be exactly what it looks like. Just some big ace, maybe ace jack.
And there is an all-in from Danchev.
Danchev just kind of stationed the whole way. Maybe he's shoving for value. It's possible he's trying to bluff Soberwall off his ace. I think this is a dicey spot for a bluff.
Danchev, of course, on the 10th ever PCA main event. Stefan's just tweeted, "Go Danchev, bring home another one."
Soberwall can make this call. Still have over 100,000 in chips.
Obviously, we're dealing with different chip denominations to those used in the main event. I can tell you the purple chips are 500, the yellows are 1,000, the light blue chips are 5,000, and the red and yellow ones, which kind of look like sweets, are 25,000 each.
I think this is a, if you just have an ace here, I think this is a fold. This might even be a fold with 2 pair. Soberwall is pained. And with a player, we don't know what's causing this pain. We don't know if it's one pair. We don't know if he's thinking of bluff catching. We don't know if he has top 2. I think that's a little more reasonable to be upset about here. He's getting just about 2 to 1.
Nuno on Twitter says, "Great to see some extra coverage from EPT London. Nice build-up for an entire night spent watching Formula One. And, of course, playing poker." Richard is a little bit shocked by Scott Seaver's facial hair. He says, "Holy beards." Scott Seaver's face has been in a hurry the last few days.
Hey, some of us can't control it. Virile's the word, James. Can give you guys some bonus coverage. James and I both playing the free roll.
How many chips you got, Stapes?
I just doubled up to 2110.
I've got around 14,000.
Okay.
I'm using up a ridiculous amount of run good in this free roll.
think the fact that Danchev called the raise on the flop, called the turn, and then just ships the river, I mean, it really seems super strong to me. I think the bottom of his value range is 2 pair. I think this is more like a set.
Talking of the free roll, Anatoly was playing in the free roll, but he sat out one hand to watch the webcast or launch the webcast and missed aces. But still absolutely loving your coverage.
I guess there aren't a ton of sets you can have here, since it wasn't. Danchev was the original raiser. Okay, so yeah, he can have a set of aces or jacks. Soberwall thinking this long with bottom set.
Well, this was the first hand of the level, right? So this hand has been going on for 10 minutes. Most of that has been Soberwall's think time on the river.
High rollers do think a lot, James. They've got a lot of personal things going on sometimes.
Love it. We bring people this bonus coverage, and what they're going to get to see one hand where a guy tanks for 50 minutes.
Call, he makes the call. Set of threes for Danchev.
Yeah. Something told me he wasn't going to table a losing hand.
Soberwall just mucks. And look at that, we got a new tournament chip leader more than likely.
Danchev doubling up through Soberwall and now sitting on a stack of 415,000. Soberwall down to 135,000. And Andrew says, cool, high roller coverage time. What are the entrants and first place prize? 137 players, 25 of whom are reloaded, creating a prize pool of more than £1.3 million. A first prize of 436,000, but only 14 will get paid. So 29 remain at the moment.
I was really wondering if you were going to say anything to Michael or just try and pretend that it never happened.
Yeah, usually I pretend that.
Just like that, all the chips are leaving the table. Danchev getting moved. Scott Seaver raises his button. And our chip counts are probably going to be off for a little bit as we readjust to the new colors and the new table sitting down. So we're just going to follow the action. Check, check on the flop. King of spades on the turn. Check, check again. 6 on the river. Check, check on the river. Scott shows ace high, it looks like. And Soberwall shows a pair of 10s. So he gets a little bit back on that hand. We do have a winner in our caption contest. But we're gonna build up the suspense just a little bit. Read a few more suggestions.
Feeling happy about losing a hand can only take you so far in a poker tournament. I can lose a hand and be happy at that moment, but they can't take me to the top.
Michael Tereniak starts this hand under the gun. Folds. Bousquet out. Jaka out. Over to Seaver in the cutoff. Who folds? And Fabian Quas gets a walk in the big blind.
So a reminder that we had a photograph taken a little bit earlier on today with David Williams in the booth, and we had some captions sent in. We'll run through some more suggestions. Remember, there's the chance to win a prize.
Sotiris thought Danchev piled it with a gut shot and backed into a straight with 4-5. Not quite. Did flop bottom set, though. We have an all-in. Todd Terry ships from the button into Olivier Bousquet's raise. Bousquet looks like he's going to fold it. A little smirk on his face. No, he makes the call. Terry shows ace-jack. Bousquet calls with king-10. Bousquet is live, but behind. Todd Terry, the player at risk. Queen 9 on the flop, ace high ahead, but king 10 is open-ended. That's not correct. King 10 is a gut shot for king 10. And king on the river. He's going to win that hand for Olivier Bousquet. See Todd Terry eliminated somewhere around 27th place. And they're creeping pretty quickly to the money. 30 players when we started. Down to 26 now, if our tournament clock is accurate. And they pay 14 places. Bottom prize, 24,000 pounds. Now six-handed at our high roller feature table. Action in this hand will begin with Faraz Jaka. Jaka does raise under the gun.
Dragon Caustic, 510 Omaha. Dragon Caustic, 510 Omaha.
Jaka's going to take that down. No resistance for the toilet.
2 and 4 right now instead of 3 and 4, so I just don't want it getting screwed up when someone comes in to see that's it's actually a complete redual so much. So, like, yeah, you were good. I didn't even just trying to help.
Remember, this is day 2 of the high roller. So we're already in level 15, hour-long levels.
And already down to 26. I mean, I doubt they will hit the money this level, but you never know. I mean, as we heard from Howard Swain from the PokerStars blog, high rollers are meant to be scheduled as 2-day events. I mean, I think it's unlikely this is going to be done today. I think they probably will come back with a final table tomorrow, but...
BB says, high rollers are boring. Hands take forever. Here tomorrow for the main event again.
Bye.
Table started off impossible, has 15
And we will be taking a short break in this intense action. When we lose 2 players, there will be a redraw at 24 players.
There's easy waters out.
All the intensity you can handle here in your bonus coverage.
So let me get this right. Our 1 hour of bonus coverage will have included
A 10-minute tank.
10-minute tank and a redraw.
Correct.
Oh, you gotta love live poker, everyone.
Someone had to hold down this fourth, though, you know?
How are you doing in the free roll, Stapes?
I'm back to my starting stack.
I have 22,000.
Nice exploit.
I'm running like Mercia.
Clearly bad at pokers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Trust me, none of my achievements have been through skill.
I can't say what I have in the free roll, but it is a big hand.
Are we in the money yet?
One of the biggest. That could be why I just got no action. I really hope Volvo 3000 isn't listening. Please call. Oh, thank you. And a doubled up with the Rockets. Fabian Quas makes it 10,000. Min raise. Gets a call from Scott Seaver in the big blind. Flop is queen, 7 tray.
Fabian Quas, part of the German contingent, who can be found in every high roller. Gruesome. And Reinkemeyer, the other 2 members of that club. I remember
Back-to-back aces in the free roll. I think chipping the second time might have been a mistake.
I remember arriving at Nassau Airport for this year's PCA, and you know those wonderful, like, dilapidated minibuses they call taxis?
Yes.
So we were all piling into one of those, and there was a driver with a stretch limo with a sign for Fabian Quas. That's what high rollers do. They travel in style, not in the back of a minibus.
Have you ever gotten into one of those taxis in the Bahamas that already had a passenger in it? And sometimes that passenger is the taxi driver's girlfriend. Sometimes that passenger is a lady of the night.
I've never encountered that myself.
I have.
Why does that not surprise me?
One time I was on my way back from the fish fry, and the taxi driver stopped to pick up his girlfriend on the way. Just gonna make a quick stop, guys. Gonna pick up my girlfriend. We have a date later. I don't feel like coming all the way back to this side of the island. Cool. Cool story, bro. Scott Seaver raising this flop after Quas continuation bet. Quas makes the call. Big pot brewing. Over 100,000 in the middle.
Board pairs on the turn.
If Scott was raising this on some kind of club draw, not the card he wanted to see. If Scott was raising on a middle pair trip draw, definitely the card he wanted to see. Scott's going to continue. It looked like he was going to continue. He was fingering chips.
If you just tuned in, by the way, and are a little bit confused, a reminder that this is a feature table from the 10K High Roller event here at EPT London. The main event has finished for the day. They've played down to 8, and the final 8 will be back tomorrow, and our coverage of that final table will commence at 12 noon local time. That's 1 p.m. Central European time.
Roger says, shut up, y'all. Free coverage of the best of the best.
Check.
Seaver does end up checking. Goes check, check.
I love the way Malfoy reacted to your story about the taxi in the Bahamas. We just heard one of the many down-market adventures of Stapleton.
Queen on the river.
So a double-paired board.
No flop draws hit. Not that there were that many. 2 jacks is what Quash shows. Seaver mucks. So I can only imagine Seaver's raising some kind of semi-bluff there on the flop. Maybe a couple of clubs. Maybe the gut shot. Maybe total air. We'll never know. Ben says he still has 4 players left in his fantasy poker team in this high roller. Olivier Bousquet, JC Alvarado, Tereniac, and Jan Dion. My heart will go on for Jan Dion.
Adam Dixon tweets to say, I lost my Cheltenham Festival betting virginity today with a cheeky £112 win from £2 on a treble at 55 to 1. Now chilling, watching EPT Live.
Yay, horse racing.
Thought about investing those winnings maybe at the online poker tables, Adam?
Play on PokerStars.net. Let's see. I think I have some people still alive. Jason Kuhn, I don't think he played. Vanessa Russo, I don't think she played. But Scott Seaver I got. Barry Greenstein. Jake Cody probably not playing since he was in the booth with us. I think I might be in trouble for the rest of my picks.
So Tereniac's made it 25,500. Faraz on the button. Well, 4-bet. And that will get rid of the blinds. So Faraz raises to 57,000. Cross, the original raiser folds.
Is that a cold 4-bet?
It is indeed. Tereniac, the 3-better, now to decide.
Now, Faraz is a really dangerous player because he can cold 4-bet you with any 2 cards. Obviously, sometimes he's going to have it. Tereniac asking for a count. Faraz says around 220. We have him on 234. 234 to start the hand. He's got Tereniac covered. Interesting to see if Tereniac puts in a 5th bet against a wild card like Faraz. Here we go.
Tereniac shoves. And
Faraz
Faraz
calls.
calls. Tereniac the player at risk here.
Ace Jack.
And Faraz has queens. Tereniac with 1 overcard to Faraz's pocket pair. And this is almost an all-in for Faraz, because if he loses here, he'll be left with just 40,000, just 8 big blinds.
And this is where, you know, Faraz's reputation is going to get him paid really often. Just impossible, not impossible, but it's difficult to lay down when you get cold 4-bet by Faraz.
Jack on the flop. Tereniac looking for another jack or an ace.
Eight on the turn changes nothing. Heart's not a factor. Jack or an ace.
It's a king. I think that takes us down to 25. By the way, Adam did use those winnings at Cheltenham wisely. And he even min-cashed the $11 6 Max Micro Millions event. Currently grinding the sit and go tables. Hashtag winning.
Now, Reese has tweeted to say 2 of my favorite players on the FT of the high roller, Seaver and Jaka. Now, as long as you mean feature table, you're correct. If you mean final table, you are incorrect. We are in the midst of this tournament. We haven't reached the money yet. 25 players remaining. 14 get paid. And the tournament clock is paused, so we might actually be at 24 players because there's going to be a redraw.
Yes, the tournament clock still says 26, but we know we're at least down to 25. We may well be down to 24, so they may be withdrawing for the final 3 tables.
That's right. Looks like the redraw is happening now. The players are being instructed to stay in their seats, count their chips up.
By the way, going back to Reese's tweet, I would say that normally FT is an abbreviation for final table, but on Twitter, when you've limited to only 140 characters, I think it's also acceptable to use it as an abbreviation for feature table.
Sure, I'm not correcting him, just in case he's under the impression this is a final table.
Good point, well made.
We've received confirmation there are 24 players remaining, so we are redrawing.
Well, Chris McFadden was very happy with the result of that hand. He says, go Jacka Jacka, hashtag fantasy team sweat.
And we hope that you guys really enjoyed those 3 hands of the bonus coverage that we've shown you so far.
Okay, it's time for us to round off our caption competition. A reminder of how this worked. We had a picture of the 2 of us taken with David Williams from Team PokerStars Pro. Here is the picture in question. Here are the runners-up in the competition, because bear in mind, we had a lot of suggestions for this. William said, got to clean out the bland taste of British food as soon as possible. That was a nice one. Kieran Murphy's 3 guys, 1 brush. We like Kieran because he arrogantly stated, I'll take my box set now.
Yep, love the confidence.
You
True
won't.
poker player.
This was my personal favorite, but I wasn't judging this.
Right.
Gary Madison, David Williams makes a slight pre-floss mistake, but it's close.
Also my favorite.
And for me, this was a close second. This was Rasmus's. Nice to see that not all of the commentary is accidental.
Nice.
But those didn't win. Do you want to see the winner?
Let's see the winner.
So someone has gone to the effort of putting in like speech bubbles.
3 captions, really.
Oh dear, I don't think Stapes has thought this one through.
Okay, classic Hardigan line.
Williams saying, this is ridiculous. I'm a multi-million-pound poker playing celebrity. What am I doing here? And Stapes saying, I get better and better and better. So well done, Dominic Alderman, you won. Oh, that is hilarious. They haven't actually they're not doing the redraw now. They've actually discovered there are still 25 players in the tournament.
This bonus coverage is a laugh a minute. Put those racks away, boys.
Whoops.
Oh, JC, welcome back.
You know, it's not often that someone makes a joke that goes over my head. Those captions. We're talking multiple levels, I guess.
Well, congratulations, Dominic Alderman. We will ship you box sets of the Big Game Season 1 and those poker tutorials. Maybe he got the prize for the effort of actually putting
That could be it. We had a nice little visual to show everyone while we weren't redrawing. And the audience, you guys have all got a big sweat as well, because it turns out that when we do lose our next player, that's when you're going to lose us for the night. We're going to pack it in, make sure that we're fresh tomorrow for that main event final table. Steve O'Dwyer leads.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of commentary actually on that final table, which we didn't get a chance to read through because obviously we switched our attention to the high roller, but people saying that, wow, this is one of the best EPT final tables ever. And I actually think they've got a point. It's very easy to say that and really build up the drama, and obviously we want you to come back and watch tomorrow, but it is a really stacked final table.
We don't have to fake the drama this time. You got Theo Jorgensen with this huge comeback, with coming back to poker after getting shot multiple times.
And, of course, Theo going for the Triple Crown.
So there's 2 storylines there. Steve O'Dwyer, runner-up last year, so he's got something to prove. You've got Ruben Visser, who had a near miss at the PCA main event, finished 6th in the Bahamas in 2012.
We've also got Chris Moorman, who's got close to $10 million in online tournament winnings, but is yet to win a major live event. This will be his first ever EPT main event final table.
Lots and lots going on at this final table, and I bet the TV crews are kicking themselves that this one isn't going to be on. But what can you do? At least James and I are here. Bousquet raised. Jaka 3-bet this hand at 25,000. Bousquet made the call. Jaka in position. Bousquet checks to him. Check, check, no continuation bet. 5 on the turn.
Wow, look at Fabian Cross. He is in a state of bliss.
He is crossed into another dimension. 8 on the river. This is like many hands we've seen just checked all the way down. It's a chop pot. Ace 4 and Ace 4. Ace Trey and Ace 4. You know what they say, James? Everyone loves a chop pot.
Stevie No Tricks found some tricks.
You can hear Scott Seaver referring to his boy, Steve O'Dwyer, Stevie No Checks. And we've got a new player at the table, JC Alvarado.
From New Mexico, Mexico.
JC sits down with around 470K, which makes him the new boss here. Here, let's kick up the volume here on the table, see if we can hear what these guys are talking about.
But he's probably back to big time.
7 races, 10,000.
Big time with a vengeance.
Talking about how big time Steve O'Dwyer is.
12, 12.
Oh my god, big time too. Have you met big time Steve? The one with the vengeance, yeah. The one with the vengeance? No, I'm saying the one that won't say hi to you anymore. He's just way too big time. He's too big time. After he wins this, forget talking to me.
Steve O'Dwyer won't be too big time after this.
He used to talk all the time, like 5-6 years ago, how his only goal in life was to like finally win a major tournament, so he could just start snubbing everyone for the fun of it. Then he did it and he started. I quote, so I could be a douchebag to everyone.
One race to 11,000.
The types of bags they're talking about, by the way, are hygienic products.
I'll have to at least say hi. His
No
ego's
insult
probably
there.
already out of control. Yeah, this is 199. Sorry, 198. Anthony of 2 minutes.
You still in the free roll, Joe?
No. Scott Seaver raised,
Oh, you know already.
and it gets through. So
Just when yours
2 raise and take it's in a row. One for Olivier Bousquet, this one for Scott Seaver.
JC's was the E4 deep Holland. Mine was the stop showing cards.
You can see these high rollers play a little bit more like a home game. Everyone knows each other. Everyone knows each other's games really well.
Here's a reminder of what they are playing for in this high roller. Remember, 14 get paid. Most of the money up top, as you'd expect in any MTT, with the winner guaranteed £436,330.
And that's right around second place money for the main event. Not bad, since you're going through about a quarter of the players that the main event got.
By the way, Dominic, who won our caption competition, got in touch on Twitter. He says, boom, takes down the caption competition. I'm ill and had to give away my Gold Cup ticket for Cheltenham, so thanks, guys. This makes up for it.
27,500.
I mean, it would be tough to go to a horse race and have to see all that food while you're not feeling well. Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Am I right, James?
Boom.
Hand raised by Soberwall. 3-bet by Jaka.
38,000.
Said call. I heard 37,500. He said call.
Soberwall. Said call, but threw out too many chips, which is going to be ruled a call.
Two calls.
Verbal declaration binding, doesn't matter what you do next.
Two players.
And my guess is that Faraz is going to continue to attack the businessman. Soberwall had the tournament chip lead, if not the table chip lead when he sat down and lost a huge pot to Dimitar Danchev. And yes, Faraz Jaka does keep up the aggression. He gets shoved on by Soberwall and quickly mucks it. So that's one way to find out where you're at in the hand.
Answers, please.
Want to give a shout out to Jorge. Says what a great job James and I are doing. Thank you, Jorge. Soberwall under the gun. Folds.
Three raises.
JC Alvarado raises to 12,000. Action folds around to Bousquet on the button, who calls.
12, 12. Two players.
By the way, Chris on Twitter is glad you're still making those horse jokes, Stapes.
You got it. Jorge, by the way, at EPT Live is not affiliated with us at all. So you want to direct your tweets, hashtag EPT Live, my friend.
There's a quick question I want to address. I appreciate we've got a hand in progress here, but I reckon I can get rid of this one relatively quickly. Chris asked, why is the main event not being covered on TV? Seems bizarre to me. We did explain this a few times, Chris, and London is being held twice this year. For Season 9, it's in the spring. For Season 10, it's in the autumn. So there will be another EPT London later in 2013, and that's the one that's being televised.
Todd writes in to say, great table, heads up grinder, Bousquet versus Jaka / Seaver, best MT tier. Seems all are going for pure value, must be perceived images plus metagame. Packed a lot of information to that tweet, Todd. Good job. Bousquet's decided to bet this after Alvarado does not continue.
See three raises.
Alvarado check raises.
42,000.
Have to wonder what kinds of hands JC is check raising here.
Seven calls.
Bousquet calls. Alvarado's got Bousquet covered. Four on the turn. Alvarado first to act. See if he wants to keep repping whatever he is repping. JC slows down. Is he going for the 2-street check raise? Will Olivier give him the opportunity?
Find out tomorrow as we bring him. Oh no, we're staying with this. Sorry.
Ace on the river, but it is a spade. So open-ended just got there on the flop. Spades got there. These two are moving so little, you'd think they're being stalked by T-Rexes. Don't move. He won't be able to read you as long as you don't move. JC checks. Olivier checks. JC was the last aggressor. Shows ace tray. Semi-bluffing the gut shot. Caught the ace on the river. Scott Seaver accusing him of having no heart to continue after he made that check raise on the flop.
Adam says, hi guys, playing a sit and go at the Sheffield Grosvenor. Watching EPT Live on the mobile, it's keeping me sane.
I'd like to thank Jason for writing in. You guys worked so hard, 8 hours in, you're still going strong and keeping it entertaining. Good job. Thank you, Jason. I will say this. I'm tired. We're 8 hours in, but we're 6 days in also, so I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you. It's nice to be recognized.
It's not just the hours today, it's the hours from the previous few days.
Yassine says he can't wait for day 7 only because that's when Jay and Staples get delirious. And Isaac says, OMG, watching my first live stream ever. Please read my tweet, lol. No, Isaac, I refuse. Request denied. Gotta stand up, guys. Gotta stand up. Keep the blood going.
Well, they're down to 24 yet.
Raises, 10,000. 12, 12, 12.
Quas makes it 10,000 to go under the gun. He can thank me later for letting him get a massage from my future girlfriend. You're welcome.
Something tells me he's paying for that.
Well, I look forward to her spending his money on me later. I want a new pair of shoes. $16 minutes left on this level. 16 minutes or 1 elimination left on our coverage. What do you guys think it's going to be? Do you think we'll lose a player? Or do you think time will run out? Let us know on Twitter. Hashtag it EPT Live or write us an email about it. nuts@pokerstars.tv.
Well, Chris gets in touch and he says, I may not be able to watch the final
What?
day.
Wait, why? Chris?
Well, no, I've solved this problem.
Hold on, I'm worried about Chris. Before you even read what it is this story going to have a happy ending or a
Yes.
sad ending? Because if it's a sad ending, I don't want to hear it.
Joe, it's going to have a happy ending because I
All
have a
right.
solution to his dilemma.
Okay.
Now, Joe is playing at DTD tomorrow in a big tournament,
Yep.
but
Okay.
there is the PokerStars app,
Yep.
the TV app. and
How's the Wi-Fi at DTD?
It's pretty good. So I think, Chris, that is your solution. You can play in that tournament and watch the action.
Thank God you came up with a solution for Chris. I almost lost it, James. Lost it. This pot raised before the flop by Faraz Jaka makes it 11,000. Called in 2 spots by Soberwall and Quas.
By the way, the players has been eliminated from the outer tables. This will be the last hand we bring you today from this high roller.
I was just starting to get into it. Starting to find my groove here at the high roller. Jaka continues for 9,000. Soberwall going nowhere.
Mr. Nanero, from 25 Omaha.
Fabian has quassed all sense of time and space. He qualls.
Vicky Corrin has just observed on Twitter, okay, 24 players in a redraw. Nothing good can come of this. There's really nobody left in this tournament you want to play against.
Not at all. 6 on the turn.
Made an executive decision for everyone. That's okay. They're done filming, and I said we'd rather play down there than up here, right? It's stifling up here. Yeah. Figured you guys would be fine with me just making that executive choice.
That's the way, Scott Seaver. You stand up for the little guys.
Yeah, but they were going to make this one of the 3 tables, and I said, don't do that. They're not.
C8 bets.
Jaka keeps on firing.
38,500.
Soberwall folds. Come on, Fabian, don't fold. Let's see a showdown for the last hand of the broadcast today. Come on. Don't let us down.
I think Fabian Cross may be thinking about the 400,000 plus first prize rather than the live stream.
No, sir. What he's thinking about is that when they redraw, he's going to have to get up and stop getting that massage. I'd go in the tank too, my friend. Let's see it, Jaka. Come on, last hand.
He's not going to show. So that's it. They're down to 24 in the high roller. I hope you enjoyed that 45 minutes of bonus coverage from that tournament, which will continue late into the night, and live updates are available via the PokerStars blog. Click on that widget, make sure you select the right tournament. They'll continue to bring you hand histories and chip counts. Those are the chip counts of the players we were watching at the featured table just there. But tomorrow, of course, our focus switches back to the main event. Tomorrow, someone will join the club and become an EPT title holder. And Steve O'Dwyer is hoping that he can go one better than last year and seal the deal and win himself the title. Steve was the runner-up in Season 8. He finished second to Benny Spindler in this tournament, and he comes into the final table as chip leader. He has a stack of more than 5 million going into the final.
Yeah, big time. Chip boss.
Second in chips is Ruben Visser, a man who is also no stranger to EPT final tables, having made the final 8 of the PCA in 2012. Also at that final table, the Swedish player Olof Haglund, Mantas Vistotskis from Lithuania, Chris Moorman and Tamer Camel from the UK, Theo Jorgensen from Team PokerStars Pro, back on the live circuit and aiming to win the Triple Crown, plus Christopher Frank, the 18-year-old German, hoping to become the second youngest main event champion ever.
So many great stories, so many people to root for. You really can't go wrong. You certainly can't root against anyone.
And as well as reading the live updates on the high roller, make sure you check out the end of day report on the main event on the PokerStarsblog.com. So tomorrow we'll be calling the action, and we hope to be joined by members of Team Pro, including Liv Baree, Chris Moneymaker, Daniel Negreanu, and Lex Veldhouse. And of course, the high roller may continue tomorrow as well. It may be they only play down to a final table today and conclude that tournament tomorrow. And if that happens, you can follow that information on the PokerStars blog. And we will continue to answer your questions and read your comments. nuts@pokerstars.tv is our email address. The Twitter hashtag is EPT Live. And of course, it's not just an English language stream you can watch tomorrow. Oh no, we are localizing content all over the globe. Being the last day of the tournament, being the final table, we are in so many languages, in so many different places, you would not believe. You can watch in Russian, in French, in Portuguese, Belgian French, Dutch, Latin Spanish, Romanian and German.
You're Romania.
A special German language final table broadcast on sport1.de. So right now it's goodbye from all the local streaming teams here on EPT Live. We say goodbye from our Romanian commentators and from our Russian friends as well. There's Ilya and Mikhail.
Das Vidanya.
Bless Ilya, never a million miles away from that iPad 1. Paid a lot of potatoes for that. Those are the French commentators.
Au revoir.
Something tells me Celine is the one on the right. Wow, the Portuguese have got 4 commentators.
I don't know how to say goodbye in Portuguese. I didn't do my preparation.
And then, of course, we
Ciao.
have the Belgian, French guys.
Also, au revoir.
And those are the Belgian, Dutch guys, one presumes. Or maybe it's the other way around.
Gute Nacht.
Either way, good job, guys. Plus, of course, our LATAM Spanish crew.
Buenas noches.
Loving that guy's hoodie.
Y adios.
And, of course, the English language commentators. There we are. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow at 12 noon local time, 1:30 Central European time. Sorry, 1 p.m. Central European, rather. But right now, from Joe Stapleton and me, James Hartigan, it's good night from London.